Hello guys, welcome back to Just How Good is Hell Let Loose. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how defense is quite often the best form of attack. As we all know, winning in Hell Let Loose requires teamwork, strategy, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. But what a lot of players don't realise is that defense can be the key to success. By setting up a strong defensive position and working together as a team, you can effectively control the flow of the game and put pressure on your opponents. This can be done by fortifying key positions, covering choke points, and creating fire lanes that limit the enemy's movement and force them into predictable patterns. When playing on the defense, communication is key. Coordinating with your teammates to call out enemy positions and movements, sharing resources and supporting each other can make all the difference. And by sticking to the plan and executing it effectively, you'll be able to push the enemy back and maintain control of the map. Of course, defense is only half the battle. Once you've established a strong position, it's time to go on the offense and take your fight to the opponents. But remember, just like being on the defense, teamwork is key. Stick together, support each other, and communicate your plans and movements to increase your chances of success. So, next time you're in a game, remember to focus on defense, coordinate with your team, go and get that win. So we join the game here as the enemy commander is trying to assert his dominance with this bombing run straight over Kirchweg. It would have been effective had I not been in cover. You'll see just how close I came to ultimate capitulation right here. Now I'm going out to see if the coast is clear, and I see this dude running up on us. I managed to hit him once, so he tries to take cover on these logs. You can't hide from Eagle Eye Petey though. Good night, Sonny Jim. Now, one of my teammates is pointing out the logs, telling us to keep an eye out for enemy movement. I did try and tell them that I'd already seen them off. You'll find out later why they didn't respond. So at this point, we're working our way into Kirchweg town, and I see someone running up and down this wall. I take a little pot shot, but then I point them out, and as I'm moving up the fence line, you'll see that I keep an eye out to make sure that we're not being observed. We need to get into Kirchweg and defend as soon as possible, so the last thing we need is our position being reported back to their commander. So this house that I find myself in now ends up being the style of house that I spend a lot of my time in during my time in Kirchweg. And you'll see here that I've got an enemy recon team approaching. I do my best to take them out. I don't really know how the friendly tank didn't see them. They're in the bloody open. You're not going to see the extent of the task at hand in this video, unfortunately, but we spent about an hour pinned down in Kirchweg. We're being pushed from multiple angles, wave after wave of enemy attack, and then this tank. This tank becomes a nuisance very, very quickly. I tried telling my team, again, they can't hear me. As I get into this barn, that blur that you see on my screen now is the tank firing at me and suppressing me. They've obviously seen me, they're trying to take care of me, as they probably think I'm trying to satchel him. As I see his turret coming into the window, I duck for cover as soon as possible. Little does he know just how useless I am in this situation right now. I've got nothing to take him out. I heard the tank moving away, so I broke cover to try and push further into the town. Spotted once again, however. He can't seem to get a shot on me, so once it's clear, I make a dash back into the barn. So a bit later on, once that cat and mouse chase was over, I managed to hole up in another house. A quick check behind us to make sure that no one's sneaking up, especially seeing as that friendly marker's just gone up. I can't see anyone, so I spin round to focus on where I know the enemy is. Where I'm looking now was their main angle of attack at this moment in time. They had cover of buildings to work with, looking down into almost open fields, and there's a couple of rocks on the left that they kept trying to run past, but thankfully I managed to take care of them.
I didn't see where he had went.
Oh look, my best friend Mr. Tank's back. Not for long this time though. one of our teammates does eventually manage to get a satchel on him. He's already half dead anyway. So yeah, that was the end of that. So I'm trying to utilise the cover of this building as much as I can, especially seeing as the grey building next to smoke is about to become home to an enemy spawn point. Did you see them pop out of nowhere? A couple of easy kills, thank you very much. They obviously didn't know that I'd been covering this lane before placing that spawn point. That happens a couple of times. Ah, this dude thinks he can run straight through our lines. Not this time, pal. Good night. There are other friendly squads around me at this point. There's one to the right of the barn on my right hand side, and then there's another one on the left hand side. There we go, another OP spawn just before it was relocated, so that was the end of the easy kills, unfortunately. Although we do manage to get this dude sneaking at the corner of this building. At this point, we've been holed up here for almost 25 minutes, and it might not portray very well in the video, but the anxiety I was feeling was extremely high. Felt like there was a never-ending train of enemy fighters coming for Kirchweg. They know where I am now, but that doesn't stop me running straight back in. I have such a good line of sight to the advance of the enemy, this is almost a perfect location. The enemy started to smart into my tactic though, so much so they had to fire an anti-tank rocket into the house just to get me. I get a little bit unlucky here. I see this smoke, so I decide to throw a grenade into it just in case there's anyone coming through. Little did I know that they'd already come through, and they managed to mow me down before I could even react. We did still try and push out a Kirchweg at this point. I managed to take this dude out who was out in the open on his own. However, we got pushed back with quite a ferocious counter-offensive. Starting to feel like we're fighting a losing battle, so I made my way back into Old Faithful to cover the lane of fire I had before. However, at this point, they've switched up their direction of attack, from the built-up area over to the woodland on the right. They're trying to occupy the damaged house to the left of that woodland. The chap in the tree line ends up making me take cover with some really close fire, so I take the opportunity to reload. The BAR clips aren't very big, so you just pick your shots very carefully. The BAR is an automatic rifle, hence the name Browning Automatic Rifle, but when you're fighting at any sort of range as I am here, it's easy just to go with single shots. As I said earlier, they're starting to occupy that house now. We have one on the bottom floor that managed to take care of, and later on you'll see they end up occupying the top floor, taking up a similar position as me. We have an enemy here trying to advance onto our machine gunner. Thankfully I saw him in time and managed to stop him. Our gunner knew absolutely nothing about him. This smoke was about 45 minutes into our defensive Kirchweg. It's friendly smoke that they were using to try and cover the open ground in front of me to push out. If you look closely at the house on the left, you'll see some muzzle flashes every now and then. I didn't really see them while I was playing, but managed to spot the first enemy to occupy that position. I managed to end his little sniper dream. Usually in built up areas like this, the muzzle flashes can be quite prominent, but I was obviously far too focused on what was going on around me. So, now I know that they're pushing into that house, I need to be wary of the threat that that poses. We see here some smoke to the right of that house, and as I start to focus on that, another enemy takes up a position in the top of that house. Once again, I managed to take him out. There was another one on the bottom floor who managed to tag me, but I managed to bandage. And then this artillery! Are you taking the piss? That was nowhere near me. How on earth has that got me? Anyway, soon after this, we try again to push out a Kirchweg, and this time we managed it, pushing up to the next objective at the train lines. We've already managed to capture Southern Approach, as you see on the screen there, so we're about halfway there now. As I approached the empty carriages, I spotted this tank. It was stationary and not firing, so I figured the crew had either abandoned it or had been killed while trying to do repairs. So I thought, hey, I'll take this opportunity to drop a little tea bag. Karma got me soon after though, with this bombing run coming over now. Now, this is where I realised my team haven't been able to hear me this whole game. My mic was set to default, which my system default is my microphone, but for some reason it wasn't picking it up. So I've been trying to speak to you guys this whole game, and it turns out my mic was set to the wrong input. I felt like such an idiot. I made sure to announce myself to the team straight away. He had a bit of a laugh at me. Right in front of you, bro. Right in front of you. So we start to push away from the train lines. And as we're moving out, I spotted someone at these rocks.
Oh, he's behind me.
I tried to warn my teammate, but they didn't see them and ended up getting shot from behind. Thankfully, me and another teammate were on hand with some grenades to take care of the threat. You'll see here as I advance and look down at the rocks, a couple of dead enemies on the road. Good job. We were called back to the train lines to defend as we had some stragglers trying to take the point, and I see some here trying to make their way downhill. Sent them right back from where they came from. At this point, we've pretty much got this place locked down. As I approach this building, I hear an enemy MG, so I got inside to take some cover. I see one enemy over the wall and managed to take him out. But unfortunately, the MG gets me next time that I peek. I'm pretty sure I must have hit him at least once. Have a look at this. Now, as that happens, our team have managed to push up to the final point and are capturing it. Looks like that might be GG's. As I get back to the map, I see it's pretty much GG's. So, I let the squad know, and there we are. Victorious. If this isn't one of the best examples of defence being the best form of attack, I don't know what is. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments if you've had any similar experiences to this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, turn that bell on to make sure you get the notification the next time I upload. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.